Every day, hundreds of millions of people worldwide go to bed hungry. While global leaders strive for zero hunger, the reality is that the global food crisis seems to worsen every year. But what's really going on? And most importantly, does the Bible have anything to say about this situation? If you're curious to how an ancient book can explain one of the biggest challenges of our time and what the future holds, then stick with us. This video will reveal ancient prophecies and a surprising solution. Many people don't know this, but the Bible already predicted today's food crisis. Not because God is responsible for it, but as a warning for humanity. We find this in the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, where it talks about the last days, and the food crisis is an undeniable sign of this period. Jesus himself, in Matthew 24:7, said there would be food shortages in one place after another. This isn't just about an isolated famine, but a large-scale global problem. A recent report on food security confirmed that we are taking steps backward in the effort to defeat hunger. But that's not all. There is another, even more vivid prophecy described in the book of Revelation, chapter 6. It speaks of a black horse, whose rider holds a pair of scales, and a voice announces that food prices will be so high that people will have to ration basic food items. This is a perfect portrait of our era. Billions of people cannot afford healthy food, even though our planet produces more than enough to feed everyone. Discover the prophecy of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in our dedicated video. These prophecies aren't just coincidences, they are signs that we are living in a time of great change. But if the problem is so big, what's going to happen? Experts say that the world produces enough food for everyone. So, what are the causes of hunger? The Bible identifies some, and even more interestingly, offers the solution. Problem: imperfect governments. Human governments are unable to eliminate the poverty and economic inequality that cause world hunger. Biblical solution: a perfect government. The Bible promises that imperfect human rule will be replaced by God's kingdom. Daniel 2:44. Under its king, Jesus Christ, there will be an abundance of grain on the earth. On the top of the mountains, there will be an overflow. Psalm 72:16. Everyone will have plenty of food. Problem: wars and conflicts. Wars destroy crops and disrupt supply chains. Biblical solution: global peace. God is bringing an end to wars throughout the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the military wagons with fire. Psalm 46:9. He will destroy weapons and those who promote war, guaranteeing lasting peace that will allow everyone to farm and live securely. Problem: natural and climate disasters. Extreme weather events ruin crops and kill livestock. Biblical solution: perfect climate control. God will take control of the forces of nature, turning a wilderness into a reedy pool of water and a parched land into springs of water. Psalm 107:35-37. This will ensure a favorable climate for agriculture in every corner of the planet. Problem: corruption and greed. Dishonest people produce unsafe food or obstruct the distribution of food to those who need it. Biblical solution: divine justice. God's kingdom will eliminate all corrupt and dishonest people. Psalm 37:10-11, Isaiah 61:8. The Bible describes Jehovah God is the one who executes judgment for the oppressed, who gives bread to the hungry. Psalm 146:7. Problem: food waste. Every year, a third of the food produced is wasted. Biblical solution: wise management. Jesus himself set the example. After miraculously feeding a crowd, he told his disciples, "Gather up the leftover fragments so that nothing is wasted." John 6:12. Under God's kingdom, waste will be a thing of the past. All of these promises are extraordinary, but the question is, when will this happen? Jesus already gave the answer to his disciples, explaining that a combination of events, like the lines of a fingerprint, would indicate that God's kingdom is near. And these events have been happening and are still happening right now, starting in 1914. Discover this crucial year in the dedicated video. Wars. Since 1914, wars have taken on a global scale, with the introduction of weapons of mass destruction and millions of casualties. It was a turning point in history. Earthquakes. Despite improved monitoring, the number of major earthquakes that cause substantial damage is increasing, leaving a trail of suffering and death. Food shortages. Due to wars, the economy, and climate, millions of people are hungry, and malnutrition is a leading cause of childhood death. Diseases and epidemics. The 21st century has been marked by the return of old diseases and the emergence of new ones, like SARS, Ebola, and the recent COVID-19 pandemic. Medicine is advancing, but epidemics continue to strike. A worldwide preaching work. In addition to all this suffering, another prophecy is being fulfilled. The good news of the kingdom is being preached worldwide in more than 1,000 languages as a witness to all nations. Matthew 24:14. These events altogether form the sign that Jesus described. The Bible helps us understand that God's kingdom has already begun to rule in heaven in 1914, and it will soon take full control of the earth. The food crisis is no coincidence. It's a prophetic sign that tells us the world as we know it is about to change. God's kingdom is not a vague hope, but an imminent reality that will solve the root problems afflicting humanity. It will eliminate hunger, wars, and injustice, transforming our planet into a paradise. If you want to know more about how God's kingdom will rule the earth and how you can be a part of this future, we invite you to watch the other videos on our channel. You can find the link in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment to let us know what you think.